Right now, as you watch this, your body is fighting infections, repairing damaged cells, regulating temperature, and healing microscopic injuries, all without you thinking about it. For almost all of human history, there were no hospitals, no pharmacies, no antibiotics, no emergency rooms, and yet your ancestors survived long enough for you to exist, which raises a disturbing question. What did humans do when they got sick before modern medicine? Because the answer is not what you think. Most people imagine prehistoric humans as helpless. A bad cut meant death. A broken leg meant abandonment. An infection meant the end. But archaeology tells a completely different story. Around 31,000 years ago, in Borneo, a child had part of their lower leg surgically amputated and survived for years afterward. Think about what that means. No anesthesia, no sterile operating room, no modern tools, yet someone performed a controlled amputation precise enough to stop bleeding, avoid fatal infection, and allow healing. That shouldn't have been possible, but it happened. Again and again, the evidence keeps appearing. Archaeologists have found prehistoric skulls with perfectly cut holes drilled into them. A procedure called trepanation, ancient brain surgery, and many of those skulls show signs of healing afterward, meaning the patients survived. Some survival rates may have rivaled and or even exceeded surgical outcomes from much later periods in human history. So the image we've been taught of primitive humans stumbling through life with no medical understanding completely collapses. Your ancestors were not medically clueless. They were experimenting, observing, learning, passing knowledge across generations. And they discovered something extraordinary. Nature itself was a pharmacy. Long before aspirin existed, humans were chewing willow bark to reduce pain and fever. They didn't know the chemical name salicin, but they understood the effect. Long before modern heart medication, people used foxglove carefully in tiny doses to treat heart conditions. Too much could kill you. The right amount could save you. That requires precision, knowledge, memory. Your ancestors weren't randomly eating plants hoping to survive. They were developing medicine. And here's the part most people miss. None of this knowledge came from textbooks. It came from thousands of years of observation, trial, error, storytelling, one generation teaching the next what healed and what killed. But the most powerful medicine your ancestors had wasn't a plant. It was each other. When someone became sick 40,000 years ago, they usually weren't left alone. The group gathered around them. Family members stayed close. People brought food, applied herbs, sang, watched over them through the night. And strangely enough, modern neuroscience suggests this actually worked, because healing is not purely physical. Your brain changes how your body responds to pain, stress, and illness based on safety, connection, and expectation. Modern placebo research shows that when humans feel cared for, supported, and protected, the brain releases powerful chemicals that reduce pain and regulate stress. Your ancestors didn't understand neurotransmitters, but they understood something deeper. People heal better together. The ritual mattered. The community mattered. The feeling of safety mattered. Their medicine wasn't only in the plants, it was in the presence. And then there's the biggest revelation of all. Their entire lifestyle acted like medicine. Your ancestors lived in ways that modern science is only now rediscovering as healthy. They moved constantly. Not workouts, not treadmills, just natural movement all day long, walking, climbing, carrying, gathering. Human bodies evolved for motion, and modern humans barely move compared to the way our ancestors did. Their diets also looked radically different. They regularly ate fermented foods filled with living bacteria that supported the gut microbiome. Today, we're discovering that gut health affects inflammation, immunity, mood, even mental health. Your ancestors weren't taking probiotic supplements. They were living inside the original probiotic lifestyle. Even their sleep patterns were different. No blue light, no notifications, no staying awake until 2 a.m. staring into artificial light. They slept according to the rhythms of nature. And when researchers study modern hunter-gatherer societies, they find something fascinating. Many sleep disorders that are common today barely exist there, which raises an uncomfortable possibility. Modern humans didn't just gain medicine. We also created entirely new categories of illness. Because modern medicine solved many deadly problems, but it also disconnected us from the conditions our bodies evolved for. Your ancestors were more likely to die from infection. You're more likely to suffer from chronic stress, inflammation, anxiety, obesity, cardiovascular disease, and burnout. Different world, different threats. And that's the real shift. Ancient humans didn't separate health from daily life. Their lifestyle was the treatment, the food, the sleep, the movement, the sunlight, the social connection. All of it worked together. Now, obviously, modern medicine changed everything. Antibiotics saved millions of lives. Vaccines eliminated diseases that once devastated entire populations. Emergency surgery can do things your ancestors could never imagine. This is not a romantic argument against modern medicine. If you have appendicitis, you want a surgeon, not willow bark. But modern science is increasingly validating something ancient humans understood intuitively. The body heals best when its environment supports healing. And that means you don't have to choose between ancient wisdom and modern medicine. You can use both. You can trust science while also recognizing that your body evolved under conditions radically different from modern life. You can take medication when needed, while also sleeping better, moving more naturally, eating foods that support your microbiome, and reducing chronic stress. Because the goal isn't to live like a cave person. The goal is to remember what your biology still expects. Your nervous system is ancient. Your immune system is ancient. Your metabolism is ancient. The technologies around you are new. But your body still carries the same survival systems that carried humans through hundreds of thousands of years. And maybe the most important thing your ancestors understood is that healing is not something that only happens in hospitals. It happens daily, quietly, constantly, inside you, right now. Every choice you make either supports that process or fights against it. The way you sleep, the way you eat, the way you move, the people you surround yourself with, the stress you normalize, all of it becomes biology. Your ancestors survived because they learned how to work with the human body instead of against it. And maybe modern humans need to relearn that. Because beneath the medications, beneath the technology, beneath civilization itself, your body still remembers the ancient conditions it was built for. And it has never forgotten how to heal. If this changed how you think about the human body, subscribe to Call Me Different. Because the more you understand your ancient programming, the more clearly you understand yourself. And watch the next video, What Ancient Humans Were Actually Afraid of. Because the fears shaping your nervous system today may not be modern at all.